Everybody's
Still loading.
I see it.
Oh, hey, there it is.
Please don't.
all right. Is everybody see it now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a dude with
Yep.
a mustache on the screen.
Whoa, well,
Oh
Mr.
no.
Roboto.
Give us Haldir back. Get rid of this robot.
Yo, Pikachu, can you see it? I don't know if anybody can hear me.
I
yeah,
see a paused video and an unmoving mouse.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
There we go. Yep, I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we get ready to start this real quick. So this is from Mary's perspective. So pretty much we're all going to A.
We're gonna get snapped here. Oh no. Keep running, gamers.
So right here, we're actually doing a really good job of just trying to keep together, but he's right. It does look like we do get caught here. So, all right, see that grab wall right there? See this the one that caught everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can oh no, that's too far. Let me see if I can actually
Keep
all
running,
right.
gamers.
So this is what we're talking about when we're running and people getting caught. See this group of people who are running in a group? Yeah, it catches 3-eye and a few people right there.
Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
There's not like all you have to do if
Kill what's in front of
you
us.
have
What's on
like
the road? What's
oh
on the road? Center of the road.
hold on. If you have a void gauntlet or ice gauntlet, it's really good right there. You guys gotta really watch for those. Um, do you see how far back Mary was, and how close a lot of the people were running to their point? That's part of pathing. When you're trying to get to a place, if you're taking the most direct route, you're more likely going to hit them before you get to the point to where we're going to be fighting. Because if you see now where we're at fighting, this is some place where we can actually fight and create pressure. Fighting in the woods between, we create very little pressure there.
Grabbing. Try to declump. Try to declump. Try to declump here.
See how many people we have clumped up right here?
Good. Let's start. Actually, let's move to this right side.
And if you guys have anything you want me to stop or anything for you guys to add, please let me know.
If you see where I'm at, if you see where I'm at. I'm gonna look for a grab. Try to grab wall here on this as we push down towards the point. Right on the side of the road here. Right on the side of the road here.
So geez,
Good.
we're getting
Hold on, you cut out and this thing paused.
Well, it didn't really pause. It got stuck.
Right, that's what I meant. Like both cut
all
out.
right.
So those
Is it
people
better now?
in the back. I saw 3 or 4 people in the back. Were they all gauntlets? I don't think I saw any melee in there.
I don't think so. Here, I
Yeah,
can't really move it back too far because
it's a long stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I saw gauntlet users, and there's no melee follow up. I think that's a rapier.
no. Let's look at this real quick. Let's try to see.
See where I'm at. If you see where I'm at. I'm gonna look for a grab. Try to grab wall here on this as we push down towards
Wait
the
for
point.
I see
it.
mages,
Wait for
and I
it.
see
Wait for
a
it.
couple
I see 4 people
melee.
come up. Yeah, right there.
All right, so see, we had one grab wall. Then sorry, we had yeah,
Good.
we did have some oblivions and screams in there.
Push towards
But there wasn't a lot of melee follow up, and I saw that
Right.
one enemy come up and just stun all 3 of those people.
Yeah.
That's
If
the
you
problem
guys-
that I
you
was
guys
seeing
see-
as a mage a lot of the time is we were getting hit hard by melee, but we just didn't have the CC to back up our position.
One thing I will say, Bear, is we need to all right, playing VGIG, we create our own CC. We can peel for ourselves.
Yeah, there's only so far I can peel in heavy when I've got 3 great axe users slapping me with heavy attacks and trench and recovery.
Bro, I know what you mean. It
Even
is
when
a
I
pain in the
scream
butt.
them and pull away, and then ice wall and pull away, like they are faster.
I was definitely
over
feeling a
time.
lot of CC as well in that.
Yeah,
Don't get me
they
wrong,
grab
but
well, and then it's a problem.
here's the thing: as a VGIG, you have so much in your kit to just walk away that it
Right.
doesn't matter if you're heavy or anything. Because so the biggest thing is once you get grab wells, you want to entomb. You want to entomb because they're gonna come up. They're
Yes.
about to hit you with every big ability.
I'm
And
very aware. When the entomb
yeah,
ends and you have 3 great axe users there, you die. I can't just roll away and potion before they catch up. Even if I potion, the amount of damage I take while getting out is too high.
I know it's hard, but it does take practice
And
because
also, to
that's
be fair, when we're putting even pressure on them, they have less opportunities to do that. A lot of the massive CC
Yes.
we experienced came from the fact that we weren't able to put equal pressure, and they had a lot more run of the
Yes.
battlefield.
When
So
we
it's
have pressure, I can't escape. When we
yes.
have one person that CCs, that's enough for me to get out.
So that is
But a
one thing to
lot of the
take
time,
into
it wasn't
account.
there.
We're not trying to like pick apart everyone's play style. That is something to keep in mind, is just the fact that we were not on equal ground with them, because a lot of us are still learning. They were able to get a lot more of those plays. But just something to keep in mind when we're going over like what to do in certain situations.
yeah, and I know what you mean. How it's hard when you have 3 guys pounding on top of you.
I mean,
It's
even
What?
me, the
literally
bruiser,
not
it
possible
sucks.
to escape when you get
Nope.
3 or more great axes or hammers CCing you. Like 1 or 2, yes. 3 or more, no.
Yeah, at that point I can't even
I
pop
will
into 'em.
respectfully disagree with that, Bear,
All
because
right,
when I
fair
was
enough.
on point, I had 7 people on me, and I was playing heavy VGIG this war. I had 7 people on me, and I was able to keep them walking around that point. And it wasn't until somebody else walked up who wasn't part of those 7 and CC'd me with a hammer when I wasn't paying attention. I know it's hard because it's not easy because a lot of it comes down to just juggling what abilities they have up. And that's the hardest thing to do with VGIG is just learning how to juggle.
When there's that many of them, they'll grit through a scream on 1 out of 3 that get hit, and the scream will be ineffective. Like, there's so many ways for them to get around things.
Oh, you're not
Or one
wrong.
will have a
You're,
rapier and get out of the ice shower. Like, there's always something in the group that makes them able to keep up when I'm in point with a big clump.
if they have a rapier and they're coming in, that's not a bruiser.
Well, the point is, they're
Yeah,
keeping up.
but if
Mhm.
they have a
I
rapier
can't
and
do it
it's
without a CC support, not with that many of them.
but here
In the war we did on Brightwood, I was able to be on point and avoid 3 people for
mhm.
minutes. That was not a problem. I could be on that point and keep their team busy for minutes on end because I know what you're talking about. That is doable with the right people that you're facing, but there are certain comps that are able to stop it. And they had that tonight. I don't know if it was just because of how many numbers they had, but there was a big difference.
I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong. They did have a lot of CC with them, but I gotta like I know it's hard because especially when you're trying to juggle everything going on and when people are coming at you from the side and you have to keep track of those guys too. It does get hard. The Brightwood War, we had there was a lot more in just map presence that we had. The biggest thing that was happening in the Brightwood War is we weren't stuck off of a constant recycle of respawns. In this war, we got stuck on that cycle, and a lot of people were trickling out, and they weren't really waiting for their groups. And then even when we did call to respawn and to regroup, um, if we one thing I will say, guys, that was a big thing towards the end of that war is if we say respawn and regroup in camp, don't try to walk outside. And if you see even other people running outside, don't follow those people. The call was made to be in camp, and when you guys start walking out, that's when it hurts the problem of trying to regroup
And it
because then
snowballs
we
because
still
more
get
people
caught.
follow.
Yeah, but going back to Bear's point, I do agree with you. Getting out of some of these is rough and it's not easy. Um, it comes with playing tons of OPR. Probably thinking I'm trying to think of ways how I can
Yeah,
let you
outside of
know
war,
how
because
to
you can
do it. You
only
know what I
get
mean?
so many wars going. But yeah, I mean, OPR is really your best bet outside of war for just, yeah, practicing that.
I'm trying to figure out how I can like relay what I do to try to get around to that. Because like when I'm being chased around by hammers and guys with ice walls and stuff. Oh, real quick question, Bear. Do you have keen and refreshing on your ice gauntlet?
Not keen. No, I have refreshing move on my ice gauntlet and my void gauntlet though.
Okay. Um, when people are chasing you around, do you auto attack them? Like when are you hopping backwards, looking at them, auto attacking to reset your stuff, or how do you do that?
When I'm already not running, yes. When
Okay.
I have a chance to get out with like an ice shower and boost speed a little bit, I will let myself run to try to put more distance. But
Okay.
as soon as there's any reason I'm not running, yes, I'm trying to view and do something.
Uh, I'm pretty sure. Like it sounds like you're on just being able to squirrel your way out of a lot of things. A lot of it just comes with time and just fucking pounding your head against OPRs, trying to figure out why does this happen. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's what I've been doing in these wars. And like I said, in Brightwood, it was working real good because I had an amount of time to be able to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Whereas when the sheer number of people increases too greatly and they're not
Oh,
getting stunned, well, I am, then it's like I don't have, even if I mash the buttons, my character doesn't do the attacks.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
just stands
we've
there
all been
I
and
know
there.
that
takes it.
feeling. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that
so
feeling all too much.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough,
but
but I mean, like when there's that many, it just doesn't always work.
Hmm.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I can get away, but there are times where I do the same thing and it's just like, nope, tough shit this time.
Yeah,
all right,
and
we're gonna move forward real quick so we can
so
get to.
Yeah,
in this
keep pushing
clump
towards the point.
where
Keep pushing towards the
we
point.
had an upper hand for a second, and then they came in and just cleared out our casters.
We're on the point
What
here.
would
We're
you
on the point
say
here.
would be?
Come all the way to the
Is
backside of
that
the point.
just
Come all the way to the
getting
backside
everyone
of the
there at
point.
the same
Don't get stuck
time,
on the
or?
hill. Come to the backside of the
Hold on, that was actually really good.
A lot of people were still up on the hill, fighting on the hill.
Yeah. So this goes back to the what we were saying earlier. Onesies and twosies, we can like a onesie we can walk past, but anything greater than three, we need to be able to melt that and walk through. Um, remember, guys, when we're saying to don't walk through people, you don't want to completely turn a blind eye, but as you walk forward, you want to be able to put pressure on that person. Um, if there's a group of them, you want to hit him with a grab well, and you want to go and engage them. Okay. But if you're hearing calls like to get to here, like see Mary's telling Flank to get on point right here, okay? Let's say I actually want to see how that plays out.
We're on the point here. We're on the point here.
So
Come
see
all the way
third
to
eye
the
alpha
backside of the point. Come all the
rage,
way to the backside of the point.
boost.
Don't get stuck on the hill. Come to the backside of the point.
How do you guys think this one played out? Because if you look, there's a lot of flank on here. What do you guys think?
I think they get collapsed on,
Good shit. Good
honestly.
shit. Regrabbing. 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 Good. Push up. Push
Yep. Because like most of the people were still up on the hill fighting like 3 people.
up.
You pause it or did it freeze?
I paused it.
Okay. Okay.
So what did you say? Hold on, you got real quiet for me.
So what happened was kind of what I expected. The few people that were on point got collapsed on by the people, by the enemies on the back of point, and there was still about 15 people at least up on that hill fighting like 5 people from what I could see. Maybe there was more, but it looked like too many of our people stayed to fight those people, and not enough people kept pushing. Because that's one thing that you don't like. Say you're rotating, and there is a group of people that needs to get melted. Not everybody has to stop. Enough people to effectively take care of that group, yes, but you always want to be looking up to the point where Mary's calling out for people to get on point, don't stop on the hill, get on point. If you are running up, you see the clump in front of you and you see point, you need to make a split decision like, okay, there's enough people here fighting, I need to push forward and support the point because that's the big objective, you know.
Mhm.
And that's something that it just takes practice, but that's just something to keep in mind is, yes, we want to melt these groups and move through them, but not every single person has to stop and do that. Am I wrong?
Anybody else have anything to add? They want to add to that?
Am
Uh,
I no, seriously, am I
That's good.
wrong? Because
That's no,
that's
that seems really reasonable. You know, it's
okay.
really relevant for the groups that are pushing through those spots. If you were the mage and you've got a void gauntlet, oblivion that boy and scream him in place, and then obviously the bruiser can just swing in and keep him there and
Exactly.
finish him.
Yeah.
And it
Throw your
only
shit
needs to
down, walk
be a
away.
couple people.
Yeah.
Drop the relevant stuff, walk away from it, let the big damage finish it off. And obviously healers don't need to stop. Distance mage doesn't need to stop unless they're the big damage user. It's definitely agree.
Gotcha. All right, are you guys ready to start? We're gonna start pushing a little more forward. So he dropped here. So let's. First thing he does is buy a potion, and he's out, and he's running up. Right now, I would say yeah, it's a good time to kind of run up because we're still fighting on the point, and so he has to get out there, and that their army's still on the point.
As you return from respawns,
And notice
come
now
from
he's doing a
bonfire side,
direct
come from
beeline
bonfire
to
side.
point because
We're gonna
there's
keep trying to
nobody
wrap this
there.
backside.
You can
Actually,
do that. Sometimes there might have been
bonfire's
one
pretty fat.
person there.
We can
Kite
see that
around
line.
them. Go
We're gonna
wide. Don't
grab
let
by
them get
bonfire.
their abilities off on you. But it's a balance of getting to point fast
Yeah,
and not getting
it's
caught
fine, it's
out.
fine. Just kill this
When
one
that
and
first
we'll
push
move
comes
on.
out,
Alright, now
you gotta
spread
swing
out.
wide because you know they're coming straight for you
Look
and they're
towards
gonna
the
try and
point.
cut
Look
off the
towards
Zerg
oh,
before they get to
following
point
us.
and fight
They're
you in the
legit
trees
following us.
because
Look,
that's where they
yeah,
win.
look, turn around, look back towards bonfire. On the bonfire, where MMA is.
And then right here, he's calling for people to go to bonfire because there's a lot of them there, and there's some decent follow up, but not
Grabbing it
enough.
again.
All right. So as we saw him as they were coming through, he was quick to like realize where everybody was. As main ball's a little more chaotic than playing playing flank with 10 people. But these are things we gotta try to do because as we were able to identify each other in each of the groups, we're able to push through that. And just so everybody knows, for our wars, our groups don't change. 1 through 5 will always be main ball. 6 and 7 will always be flank, and 8, 9, and 10 will always be flex. Make sense? And do you guys see how they're working together to bring people down and how they're AoE stunning people? And even though they're outnumbered, they're still working to try to bring people in.
Very true. Yeah, they still had a really good point of pressure there, even though they were outnumbered almost 2 to 1.
All right, there you go.
Remember, use your oak flashes. Use your oak flashes in these situations.
That's another thing. Yeah, we didn't. I didn't make that call enough to tell people to use oak flesh.
We're on A. Oh shit, we're on A. Yeah, we were fighting backline of A.
Oh man, I'm just noticing that he's got ABC like that. That really threw me. For me, I saw instead of ABC right to left, I saw ACB.
Oh,
And I assumed I was seeing the wrong thing, and it
Good.
worked out.
Good.
All right. Why don't we
But
try
when we
something?
went into
Why
it
don't I
and
move-
y'all were
why don't
like,
I
yeah,
move,
sometimes it screws
flank
with us, I
to
was
go
like,
outflex?
I'm going to assume that's just me.
And we'll see if we can get some
See,
pressure.
look how he's kind of pacing back and forth, trying to figure out where he needs to
Okay.
be.
All right, we're gonna.
He's running
We're
back.
gonna move the opposite side. We're gonna move the
No,
C.
he's trying to figure out where he's trying to go.
We're gonna try
Yeah,
and get,
I also did
flex
that a few times.
Get
And that's not a bad play. You don't
velocity.
want to hold too
So,
much,
pull
but
off what you're
don't
doing.
just run in and die. Like
regroup
take
here,
a
like, just
second,
outside of
kite back
door.
and forth, figure out where you need to be. Where's your group? What's
Alright,
the call?
let's move the C.
Where
Let's
are
move the
people
C.
getting clumped? Where are people making plays? Like just take 2 seconds
Alright,
to
we're
just
gonna
kind
come
of
from
get a wide
bonfire side.
view and
Alright,
figure out what's going on.
Come in from bonfire side. Start to push up now.
all right. So
This
as
is
he's
where they
walking
come in
up,
to help
Look at this.
flex.
Look at bonfire. Look at bonfire. Look at bonfire. Bonfire.
See, at this point, Flex was pushed back up on the road, and I'm calling people to try and get to Bonfire. But we were outnumbered.
Keep
We
carrying
were
that on
having
bonfire. Get
trouble
that on
getting
bonfire,
through and positioning well, because they had us scattered really well. And I
5
know
seconds
part of
rest.
that
Keep trying to
was
finish this.
my
Start
calls,
pushing
part
your way
of
towards
that
the
was
point now. Keep pushing your
experience,
way
and part of that
spread and
was
start
just
pushing your way towards the point.
them putting the CCs down like crazy.
to be all in all, guys, I really do think it was a really good, it was a really good time that we all kind of got here and got to fight all together.
Okay.
Alright, they're coming.
We're
up
hopefully trying to
behind.
make this thing a weekly.
They're rotating now. We're rotating now, so watch out.
Oh,
We have
you
to
cut
really
out for a second.
Grabbing on this left side of the road.
Declumping is everything, guys.
And I noticed even I had trouble declumping because of all the CC. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. Declump whenever possible.
Sheesh. Alright, start to back up now. Play your lives a bit. It's weird. They're like
Yeah.
over-rotating
See,
for us, hopefully
this is a
maybe
good
we'll do
example of
something.
how they
Try
had
to
us
pull it down
scattered
the
and
road.
running.
Don't back towards the war camp. Back towards down the road. Down the road.
Yeah, because like
But
from
let's
here, all we're doing is
let's
just playing
regroup
off of
on C4
respawns.
here.
And that's is one thing to keep in mind. There were times when I called, we wiped,
this guy at the door.
back off, play for your life. What Miri said there was really good. Don't go straight to war camp. Go like towards the coast. Go somewhere. Try and regroup and not get picked off, but you don't want to lead them back to where our spawns are trying to rotate in.
And sometimes it's easier just to walk up and die
Yeah,
to make sure that they
hard
don't
pushing
keep
the door
that
now,
they don't
because
keep pushing
why
forward.
they need to back up down the road rather towards the camp. Yeah, just fight on this outside of the door. Fight this outside of the door if you can.
Not sure how much of this I should be
3-second
making
respawn.
notes on.
Respawn the way. Start
We're
moving back towards the
looking.
point. They're backing up. They're backing up.
This is just us pushing out.
Yeah, on this on by.
Alright, hold on.
by
I'm
bomb.
gonna-
Push towards the point. Push towards the point.
Does anybody want to? If you guys want to stop and look at anything, please let us know.
Yeah, on
Like
this,
right
by
here,
By bonfire.
I
bonfire,
know that
bonfire.
a bunch of
Right
my
on the
guys
side
are
of the
off
road.
to the left on the beach. We're all spread out.
Holy shit. Actually, just getting dick down here.
Damn.
How
What's up?
I'm just
So-
trying to think. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just trying to figure out how do we effectively get to point, because we were smaller numbers. We were outnumbered.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people, I don't know if it was lack of experience, because I know from experience that if you have a group of people that run together, like you don't have to necessarily worry about the numbers. You kite together and you just kind of move around them. But I think there was a good number of people who like would kind of pause or back up because they just saw a wall of red, and then some people would keep going, and then we ended up all over the place. I'm just
The
not
hardest
sure.
part about this war, okay, the hardest part we had was the whole fact that we could not win one fight. Yeah, you're right. It was a little rough seeing a wall of red, but the way we take points is, I know it sounds funny because I know it's one of those things that's just like a no-brainer that we got to win a fight, but once you win one fight, you start to snowball and you start to put half their group on respawn. And those moments are really important because when you're walking up and you start to see these big walls of red, if you watch how Mary walked up and engaged that, he literally walked up, stunned, and then grab weld, and then try to go at it. When you're doing that, you're pretty much putting faith in the person next to you that they're gonna follow up. What sucks is in that section right there that didn't happen,
Buying hay spots.
but that's kind of how you get through that. You know what I mean? You got to understand there's going to be another bruiser walking up with you, or another VGIG walking up there with you. Like
Yeah,
right
it's
here,
that
it's a
full
little rough
commitment.
point. Yeah.
All right, come to the road. Come to the road when you respawn. When you respawn, come to the road. Actually, try and hold them. Try to hold them here as long as you can. Try to hold them here as long as you can. They're taking B hard. They're taking B hard.
What was that, a
Just
cannonball?
hold them up. Whatever you can to keep them
Oh,
here. Push into 'em.
I
Push-
wasn't
hey,
sure, but I
literally
think they
haste
built
into
a
them.
siege
Literally
cannon.
haste
Can they
into
build
them.
outer siege cannons?
No,
Or is that
we
just
can't.
us?
Trying to get to B.
That's
Okay,
us.
there was an
Just
outer
because-
siege cannon by our back door, and I wasn't sure who put that there.
But it's only at 12.
Look on this left side of B. Look on this left side of B.
They pushed up so far, there was one moment I actually considered getting in it.
You know,
I did get in it once just to throw a cannonball.
I saw it
Good.
at 4 out of 8. I was like, maybe I should. Nah.
All right, guys, hold on. Watch this engage right here. See,
Alright.
this is what I'm talking about. How like
Look on
they
this
kind
left
of
side
just
B.
get in
Look on
there.
this left side of B.
He's already just getting in, and even I don't know if this ends up well for
Yeah,
him,
on the
but
grab, on the grab.
he's already stunning. He's trying to get in there.
Oh, holy shit, dude.
That is
I know it
kind of
looks
how
bad.
my get in there went. You
Yeah, I
saw
know, I
how
know.
well they folded on him?
Holy.
Can, you,
Oh, yeah.
can we see
But
that
that's-
again?
Yeah, but that's kind of what we need to be doing though, because these clumps like this, we gotta follow our
grab, on the
bruiser,
grab.
or especially if you're a VGIG, you gotta follow your bruiser into stuff like this.
Yeah, it comes back
That's
to
the thing,
that
in
full
the-
commitment. Like if
in the
if,
flex,
if
it was the
everyone's full
opposite.
committing.
Oh, no. Yeah, well.
In the flex,
Yeah,
what I was
flex is
experiencing was getting in there and then feeling alone.
Yeah, like I say, we were caught out a lot and spread out, and that made it really rough to put any group pressure, make any plays, you know.
No doubt. No doubt. You're right.
And I
There
just
were
want to
times I felt really
reiterate,
shut
I'm
out.
not calling out anyone specifically. I'm just saying, like,
No one
this
saw
is
that,
why we
right?
struggled. These are things we need to consider and
All
work
right,
on as a group.
Let's go to C.
Because this was a new experience for me too.
Did you just realize that he had forgotten to respec?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I've been there. Hey, I've been there.
Been there. Yes.
Yeah, we've all been there and we forgot to
They're
respec.
pressing here.
Yep.
I've definitely spent the first 10 minutes of a war, forgot to take my con food. I'm like, oh, 200 con feels way better.
If you guys see the group that he's engaged in right now,
Mm-hmm.
this is how this is, even though those numbers started off even.
Yeah, but
Notice
stuck at C.
he's
Dory.
living now.
yeah,
Yeah.
see, there was a good amount of us there, and people were popping their abilities. Now, those people were forced into that situation, but that's what you'll see if everybody fully commits to that situation. Yes, it's scary. You might die, but trust in your healers to put down circles. Trust in the people around you to make plays. Even if you're dead, you take away 60% of their health, and they take away the other 40, and you come out of that exchange net gain, then it's still worth it. Especially early in the war when the respawn timers are like 15-20 seconds, and you can just like get a good group to respawn and run out. Like if you do have, you know, a good amount of people wipe, that's when you start kind of playing for your lives and wait for your respawns to come out, and that's why you pay attention to the respawn timers, because you know backup's coming.
Guys, towards C, towards C, towards C. Listen. Towards C.
So
Looks like there's some people fighting back behind the war
they're
camp
taking
at
A.
that
We just
point.
need to get our feet on C. Stop fighting by the camp.
And it seems like he's just going straight to the point, which I think is
Yeah.
an important thing to note.
I think we need to start adapting to some of this.
All right,
Mhm.
now turn around if you're on C. They're coming back down the road towards us. Look towards their ramp. Look towards their ramp. Grabbing.
So him being on the
like-
point pulled them away from the fort, it seems, or the war
Yes,
camp.
anytime we want to create pressure, we got to get to a point to create
And
pressure.
that is something I did call out, and
Yep,
it's good
on
for you
this- on
guys
the
to
ramp,
see
it's on
here
the
when I was
ramp,
trying to say, you
on
know,
the road.
swing wide, kite around. We don't want to fight them in the woods. We want to take the fight to point and force
Now
them to
spread,
fall
spread,
back.
Spread. Look at their side of the point. Look
And
on
this
their
is
side
where
of
we
the
almost took C.
All right.
Yeah.
It got to the point where we had the numbers, and I was calling for people to get toes on the point, and we just weren't getting on there fast enough. We got so close.
Bonfire.
You guys see that big group that got clumped?
Yeah, we just got wrecked right there.
Yeah.
That grav well just was right in between us, and we were just close enough.
That's something that we just got to fix with time. We just got to be able to fix that with time, guys.
What exactly?
Being too
Our
clumped.
spacing. Yeah.
Yes.
Our
That
spacing.
is something that just comes with time. Being aware of that regularly.
When and also the reason they got collapsed on so hard here is because we lost our fight at A. So the way the yo-yo strategy works with what we're doing is flex and main ball are pushing at the same time, and one will back up as the other one applies pressure, which will cause the one side to influx back to the other, where the side that backed up can charge back in. Unfortunately, in order for that to work, we do need to win a fight. I think that's something that will come in time, and I do believe more of us need to be playing OPRs together. I think what we're going to do in order to get this going, where we can get more people playing OPRs together, more people trusting in each other, is we're only going to do one push for a fun war a week. That's all we're going to do. Like, it's going to be on a Wednesday. We'll probably push for fun. Okay. And then after that, most nights are going to be OPR nights for everybody, so we can keep playing together and get better together. You'll take your war builds into OPR, so we all can sit here and learn. That's the big thing. But
What
here,
time are
yeah.
you?
Keep going.
What time are you doing OPR each night?
Our most active
depending-
hours are between 7 and 9. We usually start like actual company events around 7. If we're doing an official one, but just in general, most of our people are on between 7 and 9 Pacific time. And we usually got at least one group going.
And Brew, if you
Okay.
want to bring any of your people in here, you're more
yeah.
welcome to.
Thank you.
Yeah, the more we work together, the better we will be at zerging.
I will encourage them to come join in those missions.
For sure.
Not
I know.
many of them are ready for war.
Yeah.
So I'm not
I,
sure if they'll
I
make
know
it.
you're not a huge PvP company, but anyone who wants to learn is more than welcome to join.
We're pumping that expertise grind as hard as we can to get more people involved. So
Nice. Oh, and also for everybody in here, Cal's back and Pronoun and Evo are leading the charge on that XP on the on the gear score grind. Get with them.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah! Enigma is also trying to help out with that too, guys. Get with that, guys.
Me and Cal been doing those for the last 3 days. I've been with them.
Yeah, and it's been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I've been helping some people out for sure.
As you get up there, just return the favor, grab the
And
next people coming up.
and it's another great opportunity to work on communication and working together. Like that's where a lot of it started for me, at least, is running mutations and running expeditions. Because even though it's all of the mechanics are predictable, it's still, especially when you get in upper mutations, you do have to work together in sync to clear out those mobs. So it's just
Right.
another way to work together.
But say there's some mobs on your healer, you know, you have 2 DPS, one of them can Oblivion, you know, Ice Storm, Ice
Oh,
Shower, you know,
yeah.
like grab well, and then you peeled for your healer inside of a dungeon, so you could take that practice as well. Like,
Oh, and you just reminded me of something that I thought of before I wanted to say before I forgot. Somebody had mentioned that there was people rapiering through the front line and CCing the back line and taking out the healers. I don't remember. I'm sure it happened once or twice, but it did not happen enough to where I remember any healers calling out that they were getting pressured. Like
I
when
called out a few times,
I
but it
in
wasn't.
in flex group, because remember I
Oh,
was in a different comm than you.
yeah,
So that's just something to
fine.
consider. If you are a healer though, 3i, you and that's good that you were calling that out. Like it doesn't need to be something that you're just like saying like over and over again, but definitely like call out like, hey, healers being pressured, you know, they've got
Keep
people
going.
in the back line, because it's there's so much going on. It's hard for everyone to see everything. So if we do have a lot of backline pressure, calling that out so people can rotate out, clear the backline, and get back to pushing, because healers are what save you in those clumps. Like that's one of the trusts you got to have, is that when you go in and you dive and you fully commit with a group of people, that you've got heals under you. I can't tell you how many times I went in expecting to die and somehow lived. It's a beautiful feeling.
All right,
Yeah.
you ready? We're gonna push forward on the video real quick.
Yes.
Hold you just 1 second. It is quarter to
You have a
12.
good
I
night,
need to
man.
go to sleep. Have a good night. I hope to do another war sometime. I
Mhm.
do not have a lot of time to do wars, but I
But
try to.
right.
No, thank you for coming, dude.
Yep.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Have a
Remember,
wonderful night, everyone.
remember to
Have a good
join
night.
OPR when you can.
good night.
All right, let's
I-
push
Get on the
forward.
point. Get on the point.
I have
No
a
flashes.
question.
On our side of
We
the
haven't
point.
mentioned too much about healer strat, but is it advantageous or is it disadvantageous for the healers to be near each other during, like, while you're at the point? Let's say, for instance, because all the healers kind of tend, at least
So
there were times we were kind of grouping together to some extent, whether intentionally or just.
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Can I try to
you
take
guys.
that and
like
correct me if I'm wrong?
I
Right.
have an
Uh,
idea.
What's up?
Go ahead, Enigma.
So,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, find
Okay.
find a place in there. Like I can't tell you how many times I've been on point and I saw enemy healers just dance around the point, not getting touched,
Mhm.
because everyone's focusing on killing the damage dealers. Like
And
you'd be surprised how much you could kite around in the middle of that chaos and not be touched. But you don't want to be clumped up together. Like I've seen healers that they will be essentially one grab well away from each other. So if somebody gets targeted, you're not going to get more than one. But yeah, try and stay close enough to heal effectively. Find a place where you're not getting pressured too much, but really it's just you're bouncing around all over the place, honestly.
yeah, good.
All right.
Something to be conscious of, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's push forward.
Yep.
Big clump. Big clump.
So yeah, right here, when they were about to take C, our main
So
ball,
close,
we
dude.
should have been on top of it.
Hmm.
All right.
So they're pretty much pushing straight back to C as a group. See how they all came out as a group?
Mhm.
A's ticking hard.
Oh,
We
with
need to
the
get our feet
haste.
on C now. We need to get our feet on
Mhm.
C now.
That was good. Was that furries? You just entombed in that gravel? That was good.
Grabbing,
Yeah.
grabbing.
And Toomey on those grab balls is so good.
And even waiting a second, because sometimes I can't remember the timing, but it's the burst at the end that really gets
Push
you.
up. Now push up. Now push up. Push up.
Wait till they catch up, or wait till towards the end so you negate that damage.
All right. Look behind us. Look behind us. Our side of the flag now. Our side of the flag. Our side of the flag. On this back left. On this back left.
Ugh, this minute felt so good.
Good.
I think we
Now
just
push
got
up,
wiped
push
at
up, push
A
up.
though.
Look towards rotates. Look towards
Yeah,
rotates.
once we
Rotates,
got
rotates,
wiped at
rotates.
A, this is when everyone started rotating back on these guys.
Rotate.
Yeah, we had pressure for a second.
So as you guys can see, Flank and Flex were winning their fights.
Mhm.
Backside of point. Backside of point.
Flank,
Backside of point. Our
Flank
side. Our
and
side. Our
Flex were
side.
winning. As main ball, all we had to do is win one fight, and I know it sounds bad. I keep harping on that, but
All right, now their side.
we
Their
just
side.
got to
Their
get
side.
a
In the
little
middle.
bit better
In
at
the middle.
that.
In the middle. In the
But
middle.
I
In the
do
but
middle.
wars
know.
are won by inches. We were close a lot of the times. Like take that to heart, guys.
Yeah, I think I ate it.
I know a lot of it. My calls will get better in
In the middle of
time.
the point. In the middle of the point. In the middle of the point.
Yeah, I definitely felt a lot more responsibility being on flex versus flank.
Oh,
I felt like your calls were good, Haldir. Like I said earlier, though, I feel like when we were initiating fights, like we didn't have the same numbers that they did when they were pushing into us. You know.
dude, what is this? Like, what is that? We're wiped. We're wiped on C. All right, we need to.
Yep.
We're
Yeah, we
respawning
had a
now.
huge
We're gonna
issue
haste right back
in
to
main.
C. Haste right
We had
back
a
to C.
huge issue in main ball when we called to head to B.
They're hard taking
We still
A
have
here, so
people
we
at
need to
A,
get feet back
and then
on
when we
C.
called to go to A, people were still at B. That was a big thing that we were trying to
He's got no
get
more
done.
CC. Run to C. Run to C. Run to C. A's ticking.
Mm.
Do you see how like he's sitting there saying A's
They're
ticking?
fucking losing it.
Mm.
All right, look up our side of the point in the middle. Our side of the point in the middle. These grab.
Another
No.
question.
Keep
So on
going,
A,
keep going A.
we were like seconds from getting that, right?
Yeah.
But we were prepared at like 3/4 of the full countdown. We
Mhm.
knew they were on their way. Like you could see the herd coming. As a bruiser, would it help to like throw a grab well on like near the bonfire side to maybe catch some of the people running and delay them, or is that
Yes.
should we at that time leave the point? Like you were, I know somebody mentioned that.
So
So
there's two different ways to play that.
Mhm.
You kind of walk out of the point and to also grab well where they're coming and ice wall where they're coming. If you put an ice wall and grab wells where they're coming, you essentially section off places for them to run through. Okay.
Mhm.
And we have two things you can do there. Like if I know at one point I sat there and said walk up to the guys who are coming from B.
Mhm.
What ended up happening is everybody, instead of going towards B, majority of people went in a slant, kind of going back towards the war camp. And I think a lot of
Mhm.
it was because people saw that there was people there who are rotating
Yep.
over,
Yep.
and they kind of got intimidated from seeing the big force walking along the ramparts. They kind of wanted to try to hit the smaller one, thinking that it'd be safer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
And
the
a
play
lot of
there's.
a
Go
lot
ahead.
of the big things comes down to sometimes you gotta put yourself in front of that big ass force coming down your way and try to drop some CC and just kind of hope you're gonna get out of there because
Mhm.
That
once one or
situation.
two people start breaking off to try to hit the easier side, you'll start
Yeah.
seeing everybody follow. It's gonna be just an entire herd. You know what I mean? If you watch how when Mary and their guys when they're picking up rotations, they're headed straight at their strongest point. Okay. And
Mhm.
You take the fight to them, you move the front line, and you create a wall. Essentially, if people had, I'm saying hypothetically, I wasn't there, but like say we almost have that point, and there's a big rotation coming in. If a good amount of like people with CC walk out like 10 meters and meet them with CC and move that front line forward, they have to get through those people to get to point, and that buys time to cap point.
Exactly. Yep. Whereas, so more people on the point doesn't necessarily make the points tick faster, right?
No,
10 people is a max.
You just have to have
10
more than
people is
that.
a max you can have on point for the max amount of speed.
and
Mhm.
not
Right.
only that, but every one of them on there negates us. So if we can keep them from getting on point, it will
Mhm.
it'll negate it. They won't be able to slow down our ticks.
Right. So
And
that's good. Yeah.
here's other information. All point A, B, and C is 10 people. 10 people is the max and it has the fast it can tick. But when you get to the fort's unlimited. If you have 50 people on there, it's gonna go 50 times faster.
It's good to
Okay.
know.
It's the same for them though. Okay, guys? It's the same for
Mhm.
them. That's the way those points work.
Mhm.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yep, look to bonfire. The road, our side. Grabbing in the middle of the road, our side. Our side.
Yeah, so they're just pretty much fighting, winning through here.
15 seconds.
And we're like this whole section here is us just getting caught in a
Yeah.
yo-yo.
Right there, I don't know who that was in the back,
Alright,
but
we're
like right
literally
there
up.
when he ran in
Right.
on that clump, right before he died. Back up like another 15 seconds. So right here, if you want to pause it, he's calling for this clump, and and there's a lot of people on the right side that are just standing way back, and maybe those are the healers, but I know he's calling for backup, and it's pretty much like him and a couple other people in there. That's a moment to commit. If you're in that position and you're seeing one person, like yeah, he's just one person, but he's
I can
doing a
see
lot of
Brew right
damage
behind
to
him.
those guys. Huh?
I see Brew right behind him.
Right. And I know
I see you
I'm
trying
right
to get in
there.
there, Brew.
Yeah,
Oh
and
man.
I'm right there. You see me right there, and I see I
Mhm.
mean, I see Rat. I know Rat's a healer, but it's like yeah, just an example, like if you're right there and you see that, if everyone commits to that, you can win that exchange.
Alright.
You know, try not to take things too much at face value is I guess the point I'm saying is
Let's look towards the.
it just comes
point,
back to that full
bonfire. Look to the
commitment.
point, bonfire, bonfire, bonfire. Grabbing it, grabbing it, grabbing it.
So he was calling bonfire that entire time walking
Yeah.
over. I like that. I gotta adapt to that.
So can I say something on that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
go for it.
So on our last server, we were part of Yellow, which was the same thing as Black Wolves, and we were the first company to take a yellow territory. Like it was purely green. One of the things that we found, and this is kind of where he adapted that, was we would have our main shot caller literally say something along the lines of, "Look north to the point," and then if everyone looks in that direction, he would call out a certain name, like say Halder, and then he's like, "I want all AOE's and all grab walls on Halder in 3, 2, 1," and do a countdown. So like everyone was on exactly when that was going to happen, and they could just drop their AOE's with the grab well. Um, Communicating that using like a marker or some kind of point helps immensely, especially for the people who are not as familiar. Like you were saying, there's a lot of first-time wargoers in here. Just giving them something to look at or like a specific name um, really helps, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
I'd like to echo that. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
being a mage that needs to drop oblivion that is radius around me, not like the ice storm that I can cast away from me. Having 3, 2, 1 to get where the Gravwell's gonna be and drop it is so much better than Gravwell on left side and I'm on right side. Like, well, shit.
No, that is something that I know as a shot caller.
I gotta
Like
work on.
just being specific and giving people time to react is huge, and that is something I know I need to work on. And also, you know, there are going to be times when it's like this clump is here and it's not going to be here in 3 seconds, but at the same time, like yes, as the main shot caller, I know I need to get better at that. But just as long as people are calling stuff out in between, that's good. But yeah, I definitely would agree with you, and that's something I'll try my best to take to heart.
Yeah, I'm Hi, by the way, I'm from Barkata. Thanks for having me in that war. It's nice being able to like see everyone's different play styles. I help shot call like usually Akano. I'm one of like the backup people, but having like main, we usually have like 2 or 3 other callers who assist with, saying, "Oh, if you look to the left of point, you're gonna see like all their mages are free casting." And someone had asked earlier, and I just wanted to emphasize, or the healers should absolutely be split up, because, like someone had said, if you get caught in a grab well and you're clumped up, they take out like 3 healers at one point, and you can see that there's another VOD that I'd sent Halder, but Blackpink actually ends up taking out 3 of their healers like in a couple moves just because they were all standing next to each other. And you'd be very, very surprised as a healer. Like, it's easy for you to actually run into their healer line and get away with being in their back line for the longest time because they're so focused on getting to the point or clearing out something, that you can kind of hide in plain sight. Uh, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I have to leave. But those are just some points that I wanted to bring up. The shot calling was great, especially for being people's first wars. There were so many times when we got super close to capping point. It was just the matter of being clumped up and them just tossing like a really good grab wall that took everything out.
Thank you
I
very
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But thank you for sitting here and looking at the video with us.
Yeah. Sorry I had to leave early, but appreciate you guys.
No problem.
Holy shit, dude. Like, what are our boys? They're gonna go to the side.
So pretty much, yeah. This is a lot of this is just us. We just need to get better at fighting.
Grab.
These grab wells we're catching, we're doing well, but
These. So.
it's kind of the same thing. For all we're doing is just failing at trying to win a fight. The big thing I want to look at is when about 4 minutes in, when we call to regroup.
Dude. All right, look back towards the point. Look back towards the point. Need it ticking.
Yeah, trickling will kill the push so fast.
B, let's head towards B. Let's head towards B here. We're buying. We're. All right, respawn wave.
And we've had wars like that where we got desynced and we called out for regroup and we came back and we won.
They're just kind of all over the place, man. Yeah, see Dora. Let's go see Dora.
You'd be surprised how fast the tide can turn when people, you stop, you regroup.
Yeah, let's look at the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, let's meet at C Dora. It's not gonna work.
I'm thinking he doesn't have the. Oh, I'm trying to see the video where everyone just started taking off outside. That's the other thing I wanted to cover.
Yeah, all right. We could do back gate. Do back gate.
All right.
We're gonna go back gate. Go back.
Yeah, this is the moment where we're trying to regroup back gate.
So Mary also went up back gate. Hey, I wanted to see this.
Let's just
regroup. This is when we're supposed to be regrouping back gate.
Yeah, we were supposed to be regrouping inside, and he walked outside.
Oh.
Shot caller, 1 sec.
I don't think he heard my call to say go inside, and then everyone else in the main ball started to walk out.
Alright, they're coming. We're gonna have to press to this, like, 105. We're gonna have to, like push towards C. Push towards C. Push towards C. Push towards C. Just fight it out here. Fight it out here. On the road. On the road. On the road.
And what I will say is, majority of the people who are like, if you look at some of these names who are here, these aren't the names of yellow. It looks like they sacrificed more than half their spots to slot green.
They gotta push off the camp, man.
There was a lot of green in there, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of green people.
Mm-hmm.
The debrief here.
Mm-hmm. But guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Do we have any questions about how that war went? Brown? Brown, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. I kept hearing your mic go off. I didn't know if like you were trying to talk or what was going on.
Oh fuck, sorry. I'm getting pizza out of a pizza box just to make you
You
feel
lucky son of a bitch.
super hungry.
You lucky son of a bitch. I gotta go make myself a sandwich right now. But guys, do we have anything else we want to add to this?
Enigma, you recorded all this, right? Hello.
I'm gonna say maybe.
I tried to take notes, but it was hard because I was trying to take notes on specific points, and a lot of that was just general feedback.
Well, yeah, one
Gotcha.
thing I noticed while he's scrolling through all of the people is a lot of purple had died a lot, and we were caught in the respawn, and we just didn't have numbers when we needed to actually fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like if we did have numbers and like people weren't trickling out of the fort, like trying to find where everybody's at, and we just all respawn at the same time, and then we can travel in a big herd, then you know.
Yeah.
It would go differently than 1 to 10 people trying to go out there rather than, 15 to 20 people all going together.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something that I reiterate a lot, and it's just something that comes with practice and time is communication and coordination is the keystone of wars. That's where wars are won and lost is on that. It's not about necessarily how many times people die or how much damage you do. It's the coordination. Because I've seen wars where purple lost. We had most of the spots of the top 20, but we still lost. You know, it's like it's not about necessarily the numbers. It's about working together and making plays.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get ready to go get some food.
Do it.